Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. Princeton. Princeton.
Princeton.
Prince Bronston.
Bronstrapston.
Promston. Princeton. Prawn Stingstone. Prince Bonston is incorrect.
Oh, is it?
It is actually incorrect.
What?
It is not correct. I actually gave you a clue when I asked you the question as well.
What did you say?
I used your first name.
Oh, Tim Robbins. Tim Burton.
Tim.
Tim
No, we're
Burton.
not gonna do that. So it was. You want to hear who it was?
Yeah.
Timothy Dalton.
Oh, I forgot about him as
Timothy Dalton was a Bond. No one remembers Timothy Dalton.
How many movies did he do?
He did like 3.
Okay.
He did a few. There was
Short
one
run,
guy.
it was a short
I found one guy. He did one. His name was like I don't even know his name. He doesn't deserve. To
Was
be
that really?
mentioned.
Was that pre Sean Connery? Was that really early?
It was post Sean Connery, pre Roger Moore, or it was post Roger Moore, pre whoever the next guy was.
Some daft ugly. What was up with that? He just couldn't. He could. They're like, here's your telescopic pen that shoots a laser, and he looks it right down the tube and shoots it in his eye. But fuck!
I think the problem was,
dude, you're all wrong for this part.
He didn't follow the script.
Nah.
Let's be honest. He was just doing his own.
He was trying to ad lib James Bond.
He was trying to ad-lib.
You can't do that with these gadgets.
You can't do that.
You can't be just like pretending that you know.
I'm
going to
shoot you with my shoe. That's not part of the
script.
script.
And he's got it turned backwards.
It's got to shoot yourself in the kidney, and then there's dialysis, and there's lots of issues that go along with that. Okay, so the fifth one. So at this point, you've already saved your socks.
So I've got my socks still.
Because you got Sean Connery, you got the 2 Roger Moores.
Excellent.
You've saved your socks.
Okay.
You can keep those Argyle
Bonus
socks.
questions?
You can do what you like.
Okay.
All right, here's one more question. Tomorrow Never Dies, which was in 1997. You're 30 at this point, T-Mac.
Yeah.
Okay? You've
been so fucking drug-addled.
Have you moved to Australia? Have you moved to Australia by this point, 30 years old?
I had visited. I had visited.
So you visited Australia, 30 years old. Going to some of the old school Melbourne clubs, like what were some of the old ones? Like I used to go to Teriyaki, Anakisaki, Sadie's down there on Little Burke Street in Chinatown. Sadie's, a real deep, seedy, crazy place. It's now at Club X. So I was well under the influence of probably not seeing James Bond films, that's for sure. Absolutely, definitely. Well, if you were, and hopefully you paid attention to the trailers on TV, because Tomorrow Never Dies came out in 1997. Who was the Bond actor?
Didn't you already say that one?
Yeah, well, no, we haven't answered it yet. You haven't answered it yet. The way a quiz works...
Tim, you said Tim...
No, that was Living Daylights from 1987.
Oh, Tomorrow Never Dies. Okay, so then the last... So maybe that's Daniel Craig, the current guy?
It's not Daniel Craig.
Not. Okay.
It is not Daniel Craig.
Screw you guys, man.
It's not.
Take it easy.
The answer is Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan.
It's Pinster Bronston.
Princeton, yeah.
It's Princeton.
Prince Buster.
Princeton Pants. Prinster Bronston.
Okay.
Prinster Bronston.
Okay. Well, there you go.
There's a little Bond quiz, so get out there and watch Skyfall. They may or may not be sponsoring us.
Do you play poker at all? Have you ever played?
I do play poker. I dabble in poker.
Do you really? Okay, yeah, that says all. I'm not really a poker player. I used to play. My uncle used to get me drunk when I was young and play and sit me down amongst all his Hells Angels and Vietnam vet friends.
Childhood.
And he'd set me up. I was probably about 12 years old, and he set me up with a glass of scotch. Hand me my cards, and we'd play 5-card stud or 7-card stud, things like that. None of this Texas Hold'em shit that's played now. Back then, I learned that you really literally had to hold the cards really close to your vest and really just barely peel them away to look at them.
Or you'll be shot.
Yeah, or, somebody will pull out their little .22 pistol and shoot you in the nuts.
And that's what happens. Yeah. And that's childhood.
So these days you've seen a lot on TV. You've seen all this, these 5-card, not 5-card, but what's it called? Texas Hold'em. And it's a mad rage, all this stuff. What else is a mad rage amongst society these days is plastic surgery or corrective surgery.
Good segue.
How can you see these two going together?
Well, obviously what you're saying is people are getting cards, right? And they're getting it inserted into their face.
So that when they need an extra ace, or like an extra club, or whatever they need, they go into their mouth, they open a little trapdoor in the top of their gun, and they slide out the card they need.
That's, not exactly. It's a very, very fine...
But is that a good idea, though?
Yeah, it's a fantastic idea. It's a great idea. In fact... I think you should take that. Let's take that to the Dragon's Den.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Do
definitely.
you know
I don't know what that is. No.
Dragon's Den. Anyway,
it sounds naughty, but
yeah, it is. No, it's not. So what's happening these days with these poker players is this: there's a new product on the market. Well, it's not so much a product as a service / product called Poker Talks. Okay. Poker Talks. Now, when you're playing poker, you have to, as I said, not only keep your cards close to your vest, but you have to put on what's called a poker face, traditionally. Mm-hmm. What is a poker face?
A poker face is when maybe you need a heart or maybe you need a diamond, right? And you pull this little mechanism in your ear. Yeah. No, tell me what it is. Tell me what this is.
Poker face is when, because poker is a liar's game.
Poker is a liar's game.
So you have to appear as stoic as possible when you're playing. So if you're putting down a large bet.
Uno momento. What does stoic mean? The definition of stoic, T-Mac.
Stoic is when you just are completely blank-faced. So stoicism is to give no expression whatsoever. You're expressionless.
Stoic is expressionless when you don't have a face and you don't have anything on your face and you don't. So stoicism is the act of being expressionless. I think I got it.
That was very good, dude. That's fucking fantastic. You're learning by the day.
I think I got it.
You're learning by the day. In fact, if we can hark back a bit, normally when I defecate, I'm very stoic. So we can move on now to Poker Talks. Poker Talks. It's actually a procedure that these guys are doing with poker players. They're analyzing them in an actual poker game. They're identifying what are called their tells. Their tell is when everybody's got a tell. If they're lying, their left eyebrow might twitch. Their lip might go down or up. Their nostril might flare, something like that. That's called a tell.
What's your tell?
Oh, God, when I'm doing what?
When you're playing poker.
I think a little hair on my scalp rises. And it's almost like a little erectile. It's as if there were a small insect sitting on top of my head that was getting aroused by my call. And the hair, it stiffens up, and it's very tingly. And that's my tell.
Keep going.
So Poker Talks, that's about all I got for you.
Say it slower. Can I tell you my tell?
I'd love to hear your tell. I actually can see your tail sticking out the back of your pants right now. But go on with your tell.
My tell for poker is microwaving meat pies. Do you know that?
Oh, okay.
So if you see me microwave a meat pie...
In the vicinity?
You know I don't have a good card.
So if I'm walking down the street and I smell a microwaved meat pie...
Then I'm playing poker
Josh
somewhere.
is playing poker somewhere. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for that. Now, Poker Talk, so they identify your tell. They inject poker into that area that shows the tell to stiffen it up so it doesn't actually move.
So with the Botox, they put it in your face and then you got it expressionless. You're very stoic.
That's correct.
Get fucked. No way. And poker players are actually doing this. This is becoming a thing.
This is a new thing. I think Kim Kardashian is doing it so that when she has interviews about sex tapes, she gets some Poker Talks. Oh. Yeah. So basically, they can't tell whether she's telling the truth or not. Although, I think what the dead giveaway is when that condom falls out of her pant leg.
That is usually a tell.
Yeah, that's a big tell.
That is what you would call Kim Kardashian's tell.
Kim Kardashian's
tell. So it is a good week for Generational, Tim. Can I tell you why?
Why? Tell me.
We've got over 1,000 listeners now.
That is unreal.
1,000 listeners. Who is listening to us? 1,000. 1,000 listeners. That's fantastic. Thank you everyone for your support.
Now that's 1,000 listeners on Spreaker, which is the software interface thing we use to record. So That's 1,000 listeners and about 40 followers just on that. So we thank you very much for using Spreaker. We don't really know, aside from the Troy Morgan research, that that most of our women listening, that how many downloads have come from iTunes.
Yeah, but once we get our handbook going as well, we'll get a lot of traffic onto that. We'll be able to see how many people are listening to the show via handbook.
That's right.
And hopefully it'll turn out for some happy days for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're all about here.
And we love all the emails coming through. We haven't read emails in a while, but we get loads every week. We get loads of emails. On that note, Josh, do you want to tell me about the little competition we have running?
Mm-hmm. We do have a little bit of a competition, which I'd love to bring up to you, mate. Thank you very much for saying. So we've got episode 15 coming up. It's only a week away. Get excited, everyone. This is what we're going to do. If you can tell us on Facebook, on Twitter, however you want to talk to us, tell us why you're our biggest fan. Alright, we're trying to find Generational's #1 fan all over the world. And if we choose you as our #1 fan, you will be part of episode 15. You will be part of episode 15. We'll get you into the studio. You'll be recording. You'll be live in the studio with Joshua and T-Mac, your idols. I'm assuming we're your idols. And you will record the show with us.
Yeah, you're going to record the show with us. You tell us about yourself. Tell us about anything you like. Tell us why you love the show.
We'll give them a segment. We'll give them a whole segment. They can bring up something and then we talk about it.
And we've already booked a side room, so if you are female, which you most likely will be, and you have some interest in Joshua, not myself because I'm married, Joshua is happy to show you around some of the more hidden rooms around the building.
And T-Mac is happy to watch as well.
I'm happy to watch, yeah.
We talked about this earlier.
Yeah, it's part of research. It's all part of research. Yeah.
However you want to do it.
Just do it. Get amongst it.
Get amongst it. One more quick thought before we finish off, T-Mac.
Yeah.
This is how smooth I can be. Okay. This is a story of how smooth your Joshua boy can be.
Talk to me, brother.
With the ladies.
Lay it on me.
With the ladies.
Lay it on me.
So I was talking to this girl, right? She was quite good looking, and I was a little bit intimidated, not in the sense that she was a good-looking girl, but because I couldn't really talk to her.
Because you were actually talking face to face, not over Facebook.
I wasn't getting a vibe from Facebook, thinking about it for a couple of hours, and then replying.
And then coming up with some clever,
exactly.
Yeah, of course. So you had to wing it. You were ad hoc. It was like, oh my god, I'm in this chick's face. What the fuck am I gonna do? I'm intimidated. She's hot as. I don't know. I don't have the confidence. But you did what?
Here we go. So I get to her house. So I drove her to her house after we just went out to
hang on.
coffee.
So this was a proper date?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but
so how'd you ask her on a date?
No. Occasionally I'll do this because it's a trust building thing, and then and then I'll have my way with her. And then
working in reverse.
Oh,
actually, meeting and talking before the act.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to get that trust built up.
Welcome to my world.
So anyway, I took her home. I drove her home. We're in my car. We'd already said our goodbyes, but I just felt like there was just it wasn't 100% yet.
Lacking. Something missing.
That needed that one last thing.
Yeah, just to close it, seal it, and ensure something else will happen later.
This is what comes out. So she's halfway out of my car, and I blurt out, "I'm a really good hugger." All right. So she has a stunned look on her face. She has a stunned look on her face. She looks back in the car, thinks she only half heard me, and then just leaves without saying a thing. I'm a really good hugger. So episode 14.
That's episode 14, close off. I did want to mention one last couple of guys that are doing a great podcast out there. You'll see it on iTunes. It's called The New, or The New Podcast, whichever they want to call it. Really good podcast, and go give that one a listen to over on iTunes. Catch us still on the New and Noteworthy Top 20 there. And as always, man, send us your emails, generational@gmail.com.
You got us on Facebook as well. You got us on Twitter. You all should know where we are by now. Get us on iTunes. Just download us on iTunes. Big shout out to Aaron, our marketing manager.
Aaron Dix on.
Aaron Dix on.
Aaron the Dick is on.
And for now, I think we'll bid you a generational good fucking bye. You know.
We will bid you adieu, and we will choose our best listener as soon as we get the the best when it comes to it. So until then, Lade,
one final thought. I'm a really good hugger.
Without violence.